Okay, guys. I did the truck intake manifold swap. Well, this is on a '06 Grand Prix Gxp. Uh, as you can see, this is GXP. I installed NOS on this, so some things aren't going to apply, but you can see right now I'm running wires and shit. I got aftermarket shit here for the bottle warmer, the purge solenoid back there, and other stuff. But you will have to change the wire harness when you put the truck intake manifold on, and to make it work and make it look, somewhat decent. Run aftermarket fuel rails. The set I got, I think it's Professional Products. It's for the Ls4 intake manifold. But what I did was, you can see down there, I mounted it to the actual truck intake manifold itself, and I don't know if you can see it on this thing. See, I mounted it down there too. I screwed in there. These are the original mounts. When you're doing this, you'll see I'm actually just going to use this to zip tie the wire harness up there, so still reusable. Down there you see I did, I got right there, silver piece. They're mounted down there. I've seen some people do, use spacers and shit, but that was the easiest thing to do. You will have to rebend the brackets over a little bit, and you have to do it, go back and forth to make sure it, that it fits right. It is fab work, so this isn't something that's just going to be slap and go. This is plain fab work, but that's the reason I make this video, because other people, there's not much information out there about these. The alternator bracket, you're going to have to saw off the back piece, and I don't know if I can't see it. It's the wire harness. You can see in there where the fuel rail goes. I had to mill that slot out right in there. So I think I milled that back about an inch or so, probably a little more. Basically, to make room for the fuel rail. What else? You'll need an adapter plate, either for the 90mm throttle body or the stock. The only one I could find was for 90mm, but I'm a machinist, so I said the hell with that. I'm gonna spend $100 on that. Went ahead and had a scrap piece of aluminum laying around and made this one. As you can see, it's like tilted. It's pretty much upside down. That's how the stock throttle body is set right now. The inlet diameter on this on the truck intake manifold is, I think, matches the same. It looked the same as the stock throttle body that comes on this. So yeah, you can go with a bigger throttle body, but I don't see it as really getting any extra flow because that diameter still is the same. So I left it there. Also, you're gonna plug the top of this with something. I just, again, machined up took a scrap piece of steel. I prefer if it was aluminum, but at the time I couldn't get a hold of any. I might pull that out later. I got some scrap aluminum laying around now. I might pull out later since it's rusting, but I just took some RTV sealant and I milled that down real close. I think this is 1/2 inch stock. I forget what diameter it was. I think it might have been like 480 is what I made this. Or maybe a little smaller, maybe it's 470. I think this major diameter was 480. So there's 10 thousandths of clearance overall, so I just stuck some RTV sealant in there and said fuck it. So it held. This one didn't have the EGR on this side, thank God. Actually, there's 2 intake manifolds in the junkyard that I could pull from, or 2 trucks I could pull from with this intake manifold in the junkyard, and this is one of them. I actually pulled the other one, and then ran across this one and said, hell, I'll take that one. So I did. As you can see, that one's, that one drilled out or anything, but what it did over here is mounted my map sensor over here and just zip tied it. So I drilled. There's already a preformed hole here, and I drilled through until I got inside the actual intake manifold itself. So went into that, and that diameter I think was actually I made drill out just a tad bit bigger. Went with the pilot drill, then I went with the bigger drill. Since I was using a hand drill, I didn't want to wall it out, so that's what I did, and basically made it a diameter where this would fit in nice. So I did that, plugged that, made this. Finished ready to go. You'll have to take all the crap off the top of this. This is not finished, by the way. I was up for 24 hours, finished this thing to get ready for the dyno. I gained, because I have an aftermarket cam, I put headers on it and full exhaust. I already had the aftermarket cam in it before. I made 330 horse and 377 foot-pounds of torque. This go around, I made 377 horsepower and 382 foot-pounds of torque, and the power band on this thing was freaking amazing. The guy that dyno tuned this for me said if he didn't know this is what it was, and somebody just showed him the graph, he sworn it was a Corvette. Just the way the power curve goes. So on these truck intake manifolds, the intake runners on these are almost identical to the Ls4. I mean, there's like one difference that's like very minute. You're talking like a few millimeters, I think, in length, and that's it. So, but yeah, that's what I did to make it fit, and I TIG welded up an air box here. I need to paint it. So, and of course, all this stuff. And then for the nitrous, that's TIG welded in there. I made a bung. I can't TIG weld aluminum, but the guy that tuned his car went ahead and TIG welded it for me, which you can see is real nice. So, did a good job. Nitrous management units down there. And I'm going to swap this filter out. I think wherever I got this from, this filter's kind of junk, if you ask me. It's kind of small anyways. So, probably what I'm going to do is, for shits and giggles, I'm going to go out and have one of my buddies drive it, and I'm going to look at the cylinder air mass with this, and then throw the air filter in and look at the cylinder air mass with the other one in, and see if it makes a difference. If it does, then we know that this filter's junk, and I would not suggest buying one then from silicone intakes.com, but the rest of their stuff's good. Filter, I'm not that impressed with. So, no electronic stuff down there. You don't have to, TIG weld an air box like I did. You can probably use a aftermarket cold air and make it work. Do some slight modifications and make it fit. Now that, for how much I'm into this thing, I kind of wish I would have done that. But although doing it the way I did save more room underneath the hood. But, and again, I can say, hey, I made this. But if I could do it over again, I would spend like the extra $70 and just to the hell with it. And bought an aftermarket. So, there is a topic as to this. So, but, yeah, that's basically it. One other thing too is I ran AN line all underneath the car. Main reason I did this is because I was running nitrous, and I didn't want to have any fueling issues whatsoever. So, I ran AN line from basically right where the plastic stock line comes down. I do not feel like crawling underneath the car right now. But basically, where it comes down the tank, right where you're towards the back, underneath, comes to about right here. Underneath the driver's side tire. About right here is where the line comes down off the tank. And I plugged into it right there. And ran the AN line forward up to here. So, you can go ahead and, I guess, cut it and put a compression fitting on there, or take a rubber hose and put several clamps on it, and it'll work and hold for probably a couple of years. But me personally, I just like doing shit right, and this is my toy car. This isn't a DD for me. I just wanted to go ahead and do it right, so I ran AN line all the way forward, and you can see it splits off here for the nitrous management unit. It goes all the way around, back underneath, tucked underneath here. and down to right there. Then there's the actual nitrous line with the line coming off of it for the purge solenoid, which runs down through there. Which I might tidy that up just a little bit. Maybe zip tying. I mean, it ain't gonna fall. I guess it could if it really wanted to. Maybe it'll come across a bolt, but maybe I should bring something up here. And yeah, I think I might do it like that. Might zip tie it right there. Gotta love zip ties, people. But yeah, so that's the purge solenoid on the bullcrap. But I just want to get some information out there. Oh, one other thing. Right here is a plastic welded the brake booster on right here, basically where one of these was. I cut that off and put that there, and it slides in. It goes to the brake booster, and it works perfectly. And actually, now I think about it, that brake booster hose me in a way to probably keep that from falling exhaust. Keep this from falling exhaust. But that's one thing I wanted to mention. Some people still run that towards the back, but I've seen issues running into the power steering reservoir. Also on the power steering reservoir, you got to shave all this shit down here, these ribs, to even get this fucker to fit. You might have to modify the power steering reservoir, and it'll be loose in there. I mean, I don't have a connector right now. I'm still mocking shit up and run stuff, and you see it'll still be loose. Some jackass from the factory over tightened this thing. I don't know how it happened. I thought everything was preset to torque. Yeah, that or somebody prior to me worked on this thing, but what happened is here, I'm gonna probably pull this out. See that brass piece? It's your epoxy or something in there. Well, somebody over torqued it, and it got sucked or pulled into here and got pressed in there and was wedged in between this and that. And it had prongs here. You know, slide down on this tab, essentially, this metal tab. So this thing would not fucking come off. So eventually, I had to just start, say fuck it and break it. So I broke it in some of the best ways possible and the worst way possible. You can see I got a bunch of quick steel up underneath there. Fix that. If it hasn't quick leaking after this, I'll just I guess I'll get a new one. But either somebody worked on it prior, or somebody from the factory did that, and it just over-tightened the piss out of it, and it sucked it in there and pressed in there, and then it's impossible to get this off without breaking something. So, but you can see right there, I'm going to shave that down. Like I said, this isn't done. I'm tidying everything up. I'm making everything look decent now, and you should have seen this thing before I started doing all this. It was an absolute mess underneath this hood. I mean, I got everything functioning, got it ready for the dyno to run. That's all I did. So, but now it's time to make it look pretty and make it look, show worthy. So, but that's the things you have to do. I want to make this video again because there's not that much information about these truck intake manifolds and how to do it. So, and one other thing too, man, there's so much. I'm sorry, guys. This video is so long. You can see the this right here. Well, actually, this right here is for the your evap, which runs and plugs in over there. But this is the air hose. That's the catch can. You see, seriously, it's zip tied all over it. I gotta make something better. I am going to make a bracket for it, but I run it from here and from the other side over here. Man, I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Probably not. It's kind of tucked back in there. Well, there is another prong. Can't see it on the camera. There it is. There you guys, you can see it. And you run back here behind the alternator. So, It does exactly what it does. Catches crankcase fumes. The catch can does, and oil. These cars have an issue with oil getting shot into the intake manifold because of crankcase pressure. It's however the system works on these. So to have it quit doing that, I made a catch can. I actually made this out of 2 pieces of cold roll steel and a piece of exhaust pipe and TIG welded it all together. So, and it works fine. And I threw it back in the lathe, chucked it back up, smoothed out the other side, flipped it over and faced each side after that. So, and then drilled a big hole in it for the filter. But the reason I did that is because nitrous and oil really don't fucking like each other. So that's why I did that. But you can do that when you do this truck intake manifold because things like this right here, this is blocked up by RTV sealant. I'm gonna whack that off and plastic weld that and smooth it out. So if you want to basically, whenever you use truck intake manifolds, to get rid of your PCV system or crankcase ventilation system, you can do that. Get a catch can and mount it right there or where the fuck ever. I don't care. It's your car. But if you want to keep the stock system, then I guess, you run, I think, on the stock setup. From there, it runs to the intake manifold. And then from this one, it runs into the intake piping before the throttle body. So, but, alright. This video is already fucking long enough. So, I guess just shoot me a fucking message if you guys got any more questions. But that's where I'm at with this. And like I said, made with the cam, this, and exhaust and all that. Made 377 horse and 382 foot-pounds torque. So I think I left a little bit on the table because of the air filter. And in the back, the exhaust, when I ordered this from mandrelbenz.com, how they fabricated it. I kind of didn't like how it came down from 3-inch to 2.5-inch splits in the back. I had it custom ordered like that. Usually they go from 3-inch to 2 3-inch splits. But they kind of just like coned down to the 2.5-inch and then split it. I kind of don't like that. I wish they would have put like a collector or something and then split it out to 2-inch because it kind of pinches it down. So that might make it leave a little bit on the table there too. So I don't know, but that's all I got for now. I'll update later. All right.